Good evening and welcome to your Wednesday, October 30th, 2024 edition of the Evening News. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Government drafting law to clamp down on companies' rotation of foreign workers to avoid taxes. Parliamentary Secretaries Browne and RAMKISSOON were lawfully appointed, says CCJ. Boy 12 killed by 11-year-old friend. BERBICE man remanded for raping 9-year-old girl. And GNBS ramps up countrywide inspections as Christmas season approaches. Now for the news in detail. Vice President Dr. Barajagdio has announced that the Guyana government will be introducing legislation to clamp down on companies that are frequently rotating foreign workers to avoid the payment of taxes. Let's have a look.
I've seen evidence that is available to the local content secretariat where they have a long list of workers who are rotating workers, and a lot of them are in management. Now, the law says to qualify for a local content certificate, you have to have 25% of your people, or limit the management to 25% foreigners. 75% of your management has to be Guyanese. In the first couple of years, we gave some waivers because already companies had contracts with ExxonMobil, and the change out would require them to, would take some time. But this has become a loophole for some of them to bypass the legislation. So they're bringing in rotating workers, long lists of them, foreigners. They're getting work permits for them. And we believe they're doing it for two purposes. One, to bypass the Income Tax Act. So you have to be resident in Guyana for 6 months before you're eligible to pay income tax. So they're rotating them in for 6 months and then sending them off. So they're bypassing the taxation of those individuals, their eligibility for taxation. That's one. And then sometimes they bring them back the following year or bring some new people the following year. So I spoke with the commissioner, and we are now drafting legislation that will cover that loophole, because that used to be in our Income Tax Act in the past. So that's one, so that people who come to work for the oil and gas sector, they can't use this creative mechanism of rotating the foreign workers to avoid paying taxes.
The Caribbean Court of Justice today overturned the Guyana Appeal Court's decision to annul the appointments of Vikash Ramkissoon and Sarah Browne as parliamentary secretaries, noting that the two members will resume their functions, however, as non-voting members. Trishelle Sobers reports.
The Caribbean Court of Justice unanimous ruling was delivered on Wednesday by Justice Winston Anderson in the virtual presence of Attorney General Anil Nanlal, Solicitor General Nigel Hawke, Deputy Solicitor General Shoshana Lal, as well as Attorney-at-Law and Parliamentarian Warzil Ford, among other stakeholders. The appointments of Vikash Ramkissoon and Sarah Browne as parliamentary secretaries to the Ministries of Marine Affairs and Agriculture, respectively, were challenged in the High Court in 2020 by Opposition Chief Whip Christopher Jones. He had contended that Browne and Ramkissoon could not be appointed as non-elected parliamentarians since they were named on the list of candidates presented by the People's Progressive Party Civic (PPPC) for the March 2, 2020 general and regional elections. Jones' case was first upheld by Acting Chief Justice Roxanne George in 2021, and in 2023, Court of Appeal Judge Don Gregory affirmed George's ruling. In dismissing the appeal, Gregory ruled that Browne and RAMKISSOON were not lawful members of the National Assembly since they were on the candidate list. The Court of Appeal noted that the Chief Justice acted in law by following the precedent set by Attorney General versus Morian, which was first decided by now late Chief Justice Ayan Chang in 2016 and whose decision was later affirmed by the Court of Appeal. But the Guyana government had moved to the CCJ seeking to overturn the ruling of the local courts.
The court had regard to other provisions in the Constitution that referred to the terms elected member and qualified to be elected. Such provisions included Articles 53, 60, 101, 103, 105, 106, 113, 155, 160, and 232. The court found that for names that are on a successful list, Morian created two classes of elected members. One class comprised real elected members whose names were extracted and who therefore could take the oath and sit and vote in the National Assembly and be appointed ministers or parliamentary secretaries. The other class constituted elected members whose names were not extracted and who could not take the oath, had no seat in the Assembly, and could not be appointed a parliamentary secretary. Morian's interpretation of the term elected member, when applied to certain provisions of the Constitution, produced untenable consequences. The court therefore held that an elected member of the National Assembly is a member whose name is extracted from a successful list. This interpretation allowed for a coherent and consistent application of the term throughout the Constitution.
Following the ruling, Attorney General Anil Nanlao praised the judicial institution of the Caribbean Community CARICOM, stating that, quote, constitutionalism has won, end quote.
The Caribbean Court of Justice has now finally settled the law and has clarified whatever ambiguities may have existed in relation to these constitutional provisions that relate to the appointment of parliamentary secretaries as well as technocratic members of the National Assembly. So once again, constitutionalism, I believe, has won. Our Constitution has been made clearer, and going forward, we know how now to approach these matters whenever they arise.
Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
With a projected deficit of about 600 nurses needed to support the transfer of quality health care along the Essequibo coast, Region 2, the Guyana government has invested $881 million to construct a new nursing school within the Suddy Public Hospital compound and a further $55 million to rehabilitate the hospital. Gerald Bryan tells us more.
The $55 million rehabilitation works on the Suddy Public Hospital include upgrades to its wards and mortuary, with enhancements such as the addition of a chapel, grievance room, viewing room, waiting area, and modified pathology and autopsy rooms. Additionally, the facility now houses a 10-chamber refrigerator and 2 mortuary tables to further support families in their time of need and ensure adherence to essential health standards. Meanwhile, construction works are being spearheaded on a new nursing school which, when complete, will facilitate the continued nursing education course, support the professional development of healthcare staff, and eliminate the need to travel to Georgetown for advanced learning. A whopping $881 million was set aside for this project. During a site visit to the hospital on Monday, Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony explained that upgrades align with government's mandate to deliver world-class healthcare countrywide.
By next year, we are going to open a new nursing school here. We are already building it in this compound, right? With a new nursing school, we hope that some of you would come back and teach, right? Because that's how you build faculty. And we want to see some of you come back and teach as you gain experience. Because our intention is to have more students coming. They'll get some bit of in-person experience, classroom experience, We'll build a larger simulation center. We're planning to have a whole computer room in the new nursing school. You have lecture theaters and so forth. So these are new things that we are putting, but we are confident that these things would help us to lift the standards of nursing in Guyana.
Meanwhile, during his visit, Dr. Anthony also commissioned a $5 million simulation center at the Sudi Public Hospital. This advanced facility is the first in the region to provide critical hands-on training, preparing approximately 150 healthcare providers to tackle a wide range of real-life scenarios with confidence and competence. Dr. Anthony told those gathered that the simulation center is one of many being constructed across the country. According to the health minister, this center comes at a critical time since there is a deficit of roughly 600 nurses within the region.
We have obviously a batch here in Region 2, but we don't want to stop there because we estimate our needs in this region would probably be maybe between 600 to maybe 800 nurses. And if we are going to have those persons, then we have to train them, right? By next year, maybe in the first half of next year, we want to open a new hospital here.
Jarrell Bryan, The Evening News.
Trishelle Sobers joins us now to report that the $7 billion Lima Regional Hospital being constructed in Region 2 is progressing substantially, and according to Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony, the project is on track for completion by April 2025. Here is more.
The Lima Regional Hospital is poised to become one of the top healthcare facilities in the region and across Guyana, providing a range of diagnostic tools currently unavailable in the area. The $7 billion facility will feature 2 operating theaters, multiple outpatient clinics, ultrasound machines, 75 beds, a 24-hour accident and emergency service, a modern laboratory, digital x-rays, and living quarters for health practitioners. On Monday, Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony inspected the superstructure and expressed satisfaction with the works conducted thus far.
So earlier we had the opportunity of visiting the Lima Hospital, and we were able to do a walkthrough to see how the progress of works on the site. I think they've been making continuous progress, and we expect that by March, April, that we should be substantially completed. I know they have a lot of the equipment that is on sea. So once that get in, we would be able to assemble them and make sure that we have the Lima Hospital operational. Our target for that is sometime in April, May, and so we're working towards getting the hospital operational by then.
Additionally, the hospital will also be equipped with a backup power supply, water treatment system, a water disposal system, and a CT scanner, eliminating the need for residents to travel to Georgetown for advanced imaging services. According to Dr. Anthony, the facility will also be outfitted with other technological advancements geared towards improving patient care.
So we'll be putting in a CT scan at the Lima Hospital. So I think over time, the Lima Hospital would be the main hub for medical services on the coast. And apart from CT scan, there are many other features that we'll be putting in there. And one of the things is that if they don't have someone to interpret the images here, they would be able to send that through a secure system to Georgetown, where the radiographers at the Georgetown Hospital would be able to do the interpretation and send back the results to them here. So this would help the physicians here to make diagnoses that currently might be challenging.
The Lima Regional Hospital is one of 6 hospitals currently under construction across the country that will be operationalized by early 2025. Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
Coming up, GNBS ramps up countrywide inspections as Christmas season approaches, and over 100 houses at CWC and Molson Creek to be connected to GPL for first time. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
Coca-Cola just became besties. Taste the new limited edition.
Transitions Light Intelligent Lenses. Pick your color. Choose your style. Available at Optique Vision Care.
Need quality electrical or hardware supplies for domestic, commercial, and industrial usage? Visit SBR Enterprise. We stock a wide variety of tools, transformers, connectors, cables, line hardware, and control products at competitive prices. Check us out for brands such as Square D, Eaton, Fluke, Klein, and 3M. We are located at 45 Brick Dam, Georgetown, or call us on 223-5699, 223-5687, or WhatsApp 639-7193. SBR Enterprise, your single source for quality electrical products.
Choose Green Power Solutions Inc. for reliable, renewable energy in Guyana. Our cutting-edge solar solutions for homes and businesses ensure you're never left in the dark. With a proven track record across Guyana, we're committed to making your switch to renewable energy seamless and efficient. Embrace a brighter, more sustainable future with Green Power Solutions Inc. Visit our Facebook or Instagram pages for more information or contact us at 592-609-8460 for your free quotation.
Premier insurance coverage for less. Stay safe. Premier insurance coverage for less. Stay safe.
Oreo and Coca-Cola just became besties. Taste the new limited edition.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. A 12-year-old boy was last night killed by his 11-year-old friend in their home village of Sophia, Greater Georgetown. Dead is Kareem Durant, a student of the Carmel Secondary School and of the Field Sophia, Georgetown. Police said the child suspect was sitting on a stalk of PVC pipes on the parapet of Cummings Park E Field, Sophia, near his home when the victim pushed him onto the ground. The 11-year-old then got up and went to inform his older brother. The older brother approached Durant on the issue and an argument ensued between them. Durant eventually left but later returned in the company of a man who was armed with scissors. The armed man then approached the 11-year-old's brother and stabbed him to the back. Upon seeing this, the 11-year-old armed himself with a knife and stabbed his friend to the chest. Durant then began to run home but collapsed on the parapet in front of his house. The child was rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. The 11-year-old was arrested and escorted to the local police station in the company of his father. Investigations are ongoing. We now tell you that a 27-year-old man was today remanded to prison for allegedly raping a 9-year-old girl. Andrew Carmichael reports that the girl had fallen unconscious and had lost 1 liter of blood as a result of the heinous act committed on her.
27-year-old DeAndre Perry of BERBICE was not required to plead to the indictable charge when he appeared before Magistrate Michelle Matthias at the Reliance Magistrates Court on Wednesday. Perry is accused of raping a 9-year-old girl on October 19th. However, he was only arrested last Saturday at a bus park in the capital city, Georgetown, after being on the run for 1 week. The court heard some of the details of the incident before the magistrate remanded the accused rapist. Police prosecutor Shillan Matheson told the court that on the day in question, the accused hauled the 9-year-old girl to his house at the time she was on her way to her grandfather's house. When she got into his home, he started to masturbate. Then he put her in a bed, took off her tights, and violated her. The prosecutor also told the court that the young lady, the 9-year-old, started to scream. Her mother called out to her. He said that she started to bleed. After the mother of the 9-year-old would have called to her, according to the prosecutor, the accused then fled his house, fled the scene on a bicycle. It was not until last week that he was caught in the city. She told the court that the young lady, that 9-year-old, blacked out. She was taken to a hospital here in Region 6 where she underwent surgery. There are reports that that surgery lasted several hours. The prosecutor told the court that she lost 1 liter of blood, asking the court not to grant bail because the accused might not return to court if granted pretrial liberty. The magistrate, in refusing bail, said the court took into account 3 factors. 1, the fact that he might not return to court. 2, the age of the child, and the injuries caused. He will have to return to court on November 11th. The matter has been transferred to the New Amsterdam court. From outside of the Reliance court, for Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
The Guyana National Bureau of Standards has ramped up its inspection exercises countrywide as the Christmas season approaches to ensure that only quality standard products are available on the market for sale. Kelroy Williams tells us more.
This increase in surveillance was announced by Head of Corporate Communications at the Guyana National Bureau of Standards, Lloyd David, on Tuesday during an interview with the Evening News. David said that the Bureau fully acknowledges the increase of trade during this time of the year and is committed to ensuring consumers are protected. In this regard, he said the GNBS will be closely monitoring products on the market throughout this period.
So the Guyana National Bureau of Standards acknowledge that there'll be lots of purchasing and sale during the Christmas season. And we will do our best. Our inspectors will do their best to ensure that they monitor these products based on quality and labeling requirements.
A particular area of focus he highlighted is electrical appliances.
Particularly, we want to focus on some items which include electrical appliances. That is one of the items that are sold particularly at this time. Electrical fittings and equipment, those are part of the building material array of products that consumers buy. Furniture, gas stove, toys and playthings. These products, we will ensure that we monitor them at the sale outlets and also the ports of entry in order for them to meet quality and labeling requirements.
Another area of focus would be toys for children. The GNBS monitors toys and playthings under its Product Compliance Services Department to ensure importers and dealers offer items for sale that comply with labeling and quality requirements. During this Christmas shopping season, the monitoring of these items has been intensified by the GNBS so that safe toys can be placed into the hands of young children. Kelroy Williams, The Evening News.
Some 125 houses in the Crabwood Creek and Molson Creek area on the Quarantine, Region 6, will now be connected to the national grid for the first time. Our BERBICE correspondent Andrew Carmichael reports that this follows the intervention of President Dr. Irfan Ali. Here's that story.
In May, President Dr. Irfan Ali, during a walkabout in Crabwood Creek and Molson Creek, was told of the need to have sections of the community regularized and supplied with electricity. Those areas are the backlands of Grant 1779 in Crabwood Creek, where about 40 houses are located, the backlands of Grant 1805, where a similar amount of houses are located, and Raghubar Nagar in Grant 1703, where about 25 houses are located. Additionally, at Molson Creek, there are about 25 houses not connected to the national grid. Currently, the Guyana Power and Light, GPL, has already planted poles at Molson Creek. Following the engagement between residents and President Ali in May, the President ordered GPL officials to visit the area and make an assessment of the situation so that electricity could be offered to those residents there at the earliest possible time. Nasmoon Yassin, who lives at Grant 1779 Backlands, says her house was the first to be connected to the grid. She was connected to the grid 3 weeks ago after being living there for the past decade. Prior to that, she used solar panels to power her appliances.
We go a lot of time with the ministers, go a lot of meetings in Crab Creek, and we really never get no reply. We just trying because the land here is not transported, sales of agreement. So now the president come maybe like 4 to 5 months just a visit in Crabwood Creek, and I reached with him, and he promised that we're gonna get current. And just the next day, we get results. Because the next day we see GPL people start coming, they start run posts, then we get wire, then we wait a while, then we get a transformer, then we finally get a current now.
She pointed out that previously she had to unplug her refrigerator at nights because the solar panels could not store enough power.
We feel very excited, like for the forest, and then appreciate like so much years ago for current, and then now I get it. Feels so nice that me was the first one to get the current. So I'm very excited and very happy for the current because now we can use now like fridge, TV, use a lot of current.
Another resident of Crabwood Creek, Janet Jordan, explained that she is not connected to the grid and has to wait until her house is wired.
I feel happy about it because we punish a long time. 15 years we punish to get light. And as we get it, we are proud that we get little current so we can get a small fridge and get little convenient now for use. We are thankful for it.
But you are not connected as yet?
No, it wasn't, and they say I have to recharge it, wire back up.
Why?
Because they say you got to go into a wire, into a pipeline, and then you go connect. So it's been already since 2015. But the process has been there to come forgive me the meter already. But me been beg and asking for put a post on the dam, forget the light, and he said that he go do the construction and bushul and no construction, so we didn't have the light.
Meanwhile, residents of Molson Creek have been asking for a paved road and electricity for almost 2 decades. Last year, an asphaltic road was built and it will connect the Quarantine River Bridge when it is constructed to link Suriname and Guyana by road. Electricity poles have been planted at Molson Creek and wires installed. However, no house there have been connected as yet.
My brother told me over there that he wire house costs him $150,000. That's just a wire house. And me now afford for that. And we got 7 children, now 1 and 2. And we are managing to go to school. And the government got bus transportation to go and come back. But still, they got to give them money to go to school though. So the $150,000 or $160,000, we can't afford for every house with that. And then you get transport here for your land. You get electricity. And we get transport.
Do you have any sales agreement or anything?
No. One of my friend gave me this house last day. He get this whole place he on here, and he gave me he saw very much everything already, and he said me got to make me transport. But he didn't get the transport as it.
Residents say the process starts at the NDC office and they are given some paperwork which they have to take to the Regional Democratic Council. Among the documents that they have to take to the NDC includes a copy of their transport or agreement of sales, and many residents have neither and are currently trying to obtain those documents. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
The main opposition, People's National Congress Reform, is making a number of suggestions for how the government can bring down the cost of living, including proposing the implementation of fuel vouchers to reduce the cost of transporting food from farms to market. Here are the details from Jarl Bryan.
During a press conference on Tuesday, the People's National Congress Reform, PNCR opposition, floated a number of ideas on reducing cost of living. In addition to expanding agriculture across the country, something the government is already working towards, PNC Treasurer Elson Lowe suggested that fuel vouchers be implemented. The opposition's suggestion is that trucks transporting food produce to the market be given fuel subsidies to help reduce transportation costs, translating to lower prices at the market.
We've spoken about the need to develop agriculture across the regions in Guyana, because we see transportation costs as one of the core costs when it comes to the high cost of living in the country. And so if you have regional agriculture, then you'll be able to have less transportation and needs, and therefore lower costs. Following on that, we've also mentioned that we believe that fuel vouchers should be provided to canter operators and those transporting food from farm to market to ensure that they face lower costs and can therefore provide consumers with lower cost food.
A suggestion was also made that the government provide farmers with grants of $10 million to buy equipment and improve their productivity. On the subject of grants, Lowe suggested that grants to small businesses, as well as the funding to the Small Business Bureau, be increased.
We've also spoken about the Small Business Bureau and the need for that bureau to offer more finance, to be much larger in terms of its funding, so that businesses can grow and therefore add supply to the market.
During a recent address to Parliament, President Dr. Finali had announced one of the most comprehensive cost of living reduction packages in Guyana's recent history, which had included incentives for poultry farmers. In addition to a now $100,000 cash grant to all Guyanese adults, the public sector minimum wage had been increased, and a universal health care voucher and tax relief for parents were announced. Additionally, the head of state had made it clear that more relief measures would be announced in the 2025 budget. Jarrell Bryan, The Evening News.
And now for a look at the Birch Reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Thursday, October 31st, 2024 at 3 hours 45 for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Birch River Bridge is scheduled to be closed to vehicular traffic on Thursday, October 31st, 2024 at 15 hours 45, also for a period of 1.5 hours.
Discussion still ongoing. Ford and Shabazz job, and volcanoes erupt to one wicket victory over Harpy Eagles. These and more stories coming up in this evening's Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp.
Hi, my name is Stephen Odip from MB Construction. I'm a rice farmer. I'd like to show you guys of my Case 110. I own this tractor for 6 years, and the production, the fuel consumption, and the efficiency this tractor gave off is excellent. I would like to recommend this tractor to all rice farmers because for the application we're doing right now, it's excellent. The 110 horsepower tractor is excellent in the field condition we're doing right now, and the fuel is amazing. So I'd like to recommend this to all rice farmers that are in the rice industry. For the 6 years I own this tractor, the support from MacCorp has been excellent. I had day-to-day support, a lot of physical interactions, people from the company coming down here and inspecting our fields, our applications, and our equipment, and all their stuff are up to date. So I really appreciate MacCorp and the service they provided. Thank you.
MacCorp, let's do the work.
Complete control of power is in your hands with the ultimate U.S. brand Generac generators from Sylvie's Variety Store. Get the supply and reliability you need every time. From 1,800 to 8,000 watts of power for residential and commercial use. Recoil and electric start with gasoline engines. Generac generators from the authorized dealers Sylvie's Variety Store.
Did you know that when you leave your property unoccupied and unmanaged, it deteriorates much faster than you can imagine? Then, before you know it, much of your hard-earned investment is wasted. At Hand in Hand Trust Corporation, property management is our business. Whether you travel for long periods, live overseas, or have several properties that require managing, let us at Hand in Hand Trust Corporation take care of this for you. Your property is safe with us. Hand in Hand Trust Corporation Incorporated, a member of the Hand in Hand Group of Companies.
Oreo and Coca-Cola just became besties. Taste the new limited edition.
It's a new day with Shilling Oil. A unique blend of natural oils to help ease and soothe the day-to-day discomforts of life. Get relief from muscle and joint pain, headaches, and congestion. Shilling Oil lets you get back to the things you love doing most. Water relief with Shilling Oil. Distributed by Massey Distribution.
Oreo and Coca-Cola just became besties. Taste the new limited edition.